because the fact that the entire Black community isn't standing with us.
I'm the first person to march for Black Lives Matter. When that happened to George Floyd, I put a black screen on my Instagram.
What's up with y'all? What's up with y'all? Welcome back to Moxy Approved. This war, this Israel-Hamas war, is bringing out a different form of racism.
And now the Black community isn't embracing us?
And people are really saying how they feel about Blacks, about us not fully supporting Israel in this war. But what we talking about? What we talking about? Julianna Margulies. She's an Emmy Award winner. She's been nominated for 4 Golden Globes. She was on The Sopranos. She was on a show called The Good Wife. And now she's on a show called The Morning Show. She has been brought to the front of the congregation for saying some pretty wicked things. She went on a podcast and just executed a classic rant.
And now the Black community isn't embracing us and saying we stand with you the way you stood with us?
Where she was in her feelings because the entire Black community does not support Israel.
Hitler got his entire playbook from the Jim Crow South. The Nazis were watching how the Jim Crow South were treating slaves and said, oh, great call. Let's do that playbook. That's what we'll do to the Jews.
He got his playbook from America. You know who else got their playbook from America in the Jim Crow laws? Israel.
כדי לרצות לשמור על החיים שלנו ועל השפיות שלנו. אז אני גאה להיות גזענית! אני גאה להיות גזענית!
They have an apartheid state right now.
כאשר שוטר פוגש חשוד, מטבע הדברים, המוח שלו חושד בו יותר מאשר הוא היה חושד בו אילו היה מישהו אחר. זה טבעי.
It's even to the point where Israeli cops are getting trained by American cops. Yeah, you know, because you need to get trained by the best.
Jews died for their cause. Where's the history lesson in that? Who's teaching these kids?
It's a fact that some Jewish folks did die in the civil rights movement. Now, mainly this is because a lot of the civil rights movement groups from those times were started by J3WISH, the NAACP, the same foundation that gave an award to Donald Sterling.
If it makes you happy, I will remove all of the Black people from my Instagram.
You said that before. You said, I understand.
Yes, that Donald Sterling.
You go to Israel, the Blacks are just treated like dogs.
Look at Black Lives Matter. That was started from funds from the George Soros group. This is not like no conspiracy. It just is what it is. Where the problem lies is that none of these groups turn out to really represent my community. It's for control.
Which is also why in the civil rights movement, the Jews were the ones that walked side by side with the Blacks to fight for their rights because they know.
Now ask yourself, what would they do if Blacks, we're generous and very nice, and we went out and started the Jewish Charity Foundation? They would lose their minds.
I'm the first person to march for Black Lives Matter. When that happened to George Floyd, I put a black screen on my Instagram, like I ran to support my Black brothers and sisters.
I'm not surprised by a lot of these comments, but I do admit, I was a little shocked to hear her go in on the LGBTQ and the Gen Z folks, because if you know like I know, a lot of their mind states and trends are results of that Hollywood bullshit that they put on them.
It's those kids who use pronouns who are spewing this anti-Semitic hate that have no idea if they stepped foot in an Islamic country. These people who want us to call them they, them, or whatever they want us to call them, which I have respectfully really made a point of doing, like be whoever you want to be.
She went in on them, they, those folks, and who, what, where, when folks. She went in on them and basically said,
it's those people.
You will be the first to be beheaded by Hamas and your head tossed around like a soccer ball.
That will be the first people beheaded and their heads played with a soccer ball, like a soccer ball on the field.
You know, kind of like slavery.
She added, when LGBTQ people are being attacked, I run. I made a commercial for same-sex marriages with my husband in 2012. Like, I'm the first person to jump up when something is wrong, as I think most Jews are, because we have been persecuted from the beginning of time.
A film being shown by this black lesbian club on Columbia campus, and they put signs up that said no Jews allowed.
But hold on, do me one small favor. Make sure you hit that like button, got that notification bell turned all the way up to all, and apply pressure to that subscribe button. Yes, apply pressure to that subscribe button.
I want to say to them, you fucking idiots. You don't exist. Like, you're even lower than the Jews. A, you're black, and B, you're gay. And you're turning your back against the people who support you?
She said black lesbians, y'all don't exist. Yeah, like the one that's the White House spokesman right now. To them, knowing the power they have, they just can't fathom that the entire black community is not supporting Israel. You know why? Because of their brainwashing, which she says we are brainwashed.
Because the fact that the entire black community isn't standing with us, to me, says either they just don't know, or they've been brainwashed.
What she is showing is that they're shocked because their plan backfired. You know, you can't say anything about the J community or Israel, anything like that, or you can lose everything. Taking point, recent matters with Kyrie Irving and Kanye West. But they thought, since they don't hear the resistance and the objections, that it just doesn't exist. Yeah, your plan backfired, and it's okay. I'd have had plans backfire on me too. She went on and blamed TikTok for this. TikTok, yeah, TikTok went in.
On today's episode of Where Are the Blacks, you have Old Girl from ER asking that very question and joining a very long list of other Hollywood nutcases who also asked that question many times over the last 8 weeks. Because why? Because they are obsessed. Honestly, the obsession with blackness at the moment is at an all-time high.
Yeah, we march with the blacks. Hold on.
That walk side by side with the blacks to fight for their rights because they know. And now the black community isn't embracing us?
Saying this is TikTok's fault, that shows your true ignorance. Like, TikTok got us thinking like this. It ain't because of actions and things done to our community. It ain't because of this Brooklyn woman who couldn't find an apartment in Brooklyn, even though she had a great credit score and high income. No, it ain't because of that. It's because of TikTok.
Well, I think I think you're right. I think the brainwashing is that there's this narrative that's been created that Jews are the oppressor, Jews are genocidal.
When have we ever oppressed? Ever?
Never oppressed. Never? My God. You don't think we know who's behind the slave trade? Now, the dumbest comment she might have made is saying that black people, all of us, everybody here, that we're all occupiers because we're not Native Americans, so they say.
Is that these kids are calling Jews colonialists? If you're gonna go with that argument, kids, then get the fuck out of America.
So let me get this. You bring people over here against their will, make them work for free, turn this country into a superpower, then turn around and say, well, all of us were in the wrong because we're all occupiers. Bitch, I'm not no colonizer.
You were not here first.
Right.
Native Americans were here, and you owe them a big fucking apology and move the fuck out.
Yeah, we're the biggest occupier of all.
Julianna's main problem is she's in an echo chamber. I'm willing to bet everything she done said these things before on a TV show set or something like that, and all those house Negroes around her just listened, didn't make a bad face, nothing, just listened and went on about their business. I get it. I used to be in Hollywood.
Why is there such a deafening silence from Hollywood? Why do you think? From Hollywood at large?
Well, I've been asking myself that question. I've been trying to get past feeling so disheartened by it, to try and understand.
But she thought, since that's all she around is those house Negroes, that she can say these things and nobody ain't gonna feel no type of way and there's gonna be no backlash. I know for a fact she said things like this on the set. People are even going back to the show, The Good Wife, and there was a rumored feud going on between her and one of the other characters, Archie Punjabi. Now, whatever happened on that set it caused for the writers of the show to remove Punjabi's character and Julianna's character from any scenes together. They were never seeing any scenes together from that point on, and a couple seasons later, Punjabi left the show. Yep.
Because Jews, they rally around everybody.
Right.
Of course, Julianna apologized because she broke one of the 48 laws of power. She created too many enemies off of one speech, one rant. She went at the blacks, she went at the gays, she went at the youth, she went at the Writers Guild, all of Hollywood. She probably would not have to even apologize if she just kept it to blacks. But nah, she wanted to go in on everybody because she can. It's a lot of frustration because the brainwashing is just not taking over. They know who we are. That's why they spend so much time focusing on our community. I know the influence we have. Traveling the world scene, I can see it for myself. And they mad they can't use that influence for all of their causes. They want the access to the full motherboard of black minds, and they mad because they don't seem to have it.
And for all y'all Black Lives Matter who ain't saying nothing, well, let me figure out exactly what happened before I say anything.
It gets some folks, like Amari Stoudemire.
Fuck you. Figure out what?
But they ain't got all of us.
Did you embrace what happened to Tamir Rice? What happened to Eric Garner? What happened to so many black people now that nobody's helping us with?
It's so serious to them that an Israeli official came to America and told American officials their biggest problem is not Hamas, not Hezbollah, not Iran. Is black Americans.
One of the people in attendance at this secret meeting was Judith Varney Shorer. She's a former Israeli consul general who was operating out of Atlanta.
The major problem of Israel is with the young generation of the black community. The problem of Israel is with the young generation of the black community.
They even said that they have some black celebs on the payroll.
She was one of the main people saying that the biggest problem that they had was young black people in the United States. But don't worry, they've got some black leaders on the payroll.
I'm just gonna say, be prepared to hear more things like this. Be prepared for some more Amari Stoudemires to come out.
Fuck you.
It's just not working with them. You doing the normal trick of using the celebrities to make us feel some sort of type of way. I don't know what this woman's problem is. I don't know what their problem is with us minding our own business. I don't know how you can be wrong minding your own business. You have almost all of American resources at your disposal, but fortunately, everything is not purchasable. And if you like this video, please check out the last video I did because I think Kyrie Irving is about to have some problems being with those Dallas Mavericks. You should look at who bought and who's about to own the Dallas Mavericks. Well, anyways, you know how we like to end our videos over here at Moxy Approved, right? With that water. I see y'all here next time on Moxy Approved. I'm a colonizer.